Sebastian and Emma had been married for 7 years, both in their early 30s. They had built a comfortable life in a quiet suburban neighborhood. Sebastian worked as a financial analyst, his days a predictable cycle of spreadsheets and client meetings. Emma, once a passionate art teacher, had left her job 2 years earlier to focus on freelance illustration. She often joked that her canvases were now digital, her students replaced by anonymous clients online. Their marriage, while not fiery, felt stable, a partnership built on mutual respect and routine. They had no children, a choice they had made together, though lately, Sebastian had noticed Emma's restlessness. She had started taking long walks alone, citing creative blocks, and her phone buzzed more frequently, tucked away in her pocket like a secret. Sebastian was a man of habit. He liked his coffee black, his gym sessions at 6 a.m., and his weekends spent organizing the garage or re-watching old thrillers. Emma had always been the spontaneous one, dragging him to art galleries or midnight diners for the aesthetic. But lately, her spontaneity felt strained, her smiles rehearsed. He dismissed it as stress, until the Thursday's routine cracked. It began with misplaced key. Sebastian had rushed home from work to retrieve a forgotten file, only to find Emma's car gone. Odd, he thought. She rarely left the house before sunset. He texted her. Out! Grocery shopping. No reply. An hour later, her response came. Just needed air. Back soon. He stared at the message, a knot tightening in his stomach. That night, over takeout sushi, she avoided his gaze, her laughter too bright as she described a hilarious encounter with a neighbor's dog. Sebastian said nothing, but his mind replayed the empty driveway, the silence of their home. The following week, he canceled a meeting, claiming a migraine. Instead, he parked 3 blocks from their house, watching through binoculars as Emma emerged at noon. She wasn't in her usual paint-splattered hoodie, but in a fitted dress, her hair swept into an elegant twist. She climbed into a silver Lexus, a car he didn't recognize, driven by a man with sharp jawline and sunglasses. Sebastian's hands tightened on the steering wheel. He followed at a distance, his pulse a drumbeat in his ears. The Lexus wound through downtown before stopping at a boutique hotel. Emma and the man disappeared inside, her hand brushing his arm. Sebastian sat frozen, the hotel's valet staring curiously at his idling car. He drove home in a haze, replaying the scene. That evening, Emma hummed in the kitchen, chopping vegetables as if nothing had happened. "How was your day?" she asked, too casually. "Quiet," he lied. He spent the next few days oscillating between rage and denial. Part of him wanted to confront her, to demand answers. Another part feared what those answers might unravel. Instead, he began digging. He checked their shared bank account. No suspicious charges. Her phone, always face down, was password protected. But her laptop, left open on the couch one evening, offered a clue. An unsent email draft, addressed to N. "I can't keep doing this. But every time I try to end it, you pull me back. Meet me tomorrow. Usual place." Sebastian memorized the timestamp, 11:15 a.m. The next day, he called in sick. He arrived at the hotel an hour early, blending into the lobby's business crowd. At 11:10, Emma walked in, her steps hesitant. Moments later, the man from the Lexus appeared, his hands settling on her lower back as they headed to the elevators. Sebastian trailed them, his phone recording discreetly. The elevator doors closed on their laughter, the digital panel lighting up floor 8. He waited in the stairwell, counting minutes. When they emerged disheveled, flushed, he captured every glance, every lingering touch. That night, he copied the footage to a USB drive, his hand steady despite the storm inside him. Emma returned home at dusk, her cheeks pink from the cold. "I went to the park," she said, hanging her coat. The light was perfect for sketching. Sebastian nodded, offering to make tea. As the kettle whistled, he studied her, the way she tucked her hair behind her ear, a nervous habit she'd had since their first date. How many lies had she folded into that gesture? He said nothing. Not yet. Revenge, he decided, required precision. Emma had her secrets. He would have his. Sebastian anonymously sent the footage, even printed stills and left them on her pillow, but raw anger felt too simple. He wanted her to experience the same slow unraveling, the same erosion of certainty she had inflicted on him. His opportunity came when Emma planned a weekend trip to visit her sister in Vermont. "I need space to think," she said, packing hastily. Sebastian nodded, offering to drive her to the airport. In the car, she stared out the window, fingers drumming restlessly on her knee. "You've been quiet lately," she remarked. "Everything okay?" "Just work," he said, merging onto highway. "You know how it is." At the terminal, she kissed his cheek, a dry, perfunctory gesture, before vanishing into the crowd. Sebastian waited until her flight took off, then drove straight to a downtown office building. The man from the Lexus, whose name he had learned was Nathan Carter, worked here as a mergers and acquisitions lawyer. Sebastian had spent nights combing through LinkedIn, property records, even Nathan's ex-wife's Instagram. The man was polished, ambitious, and currently negotiating a partnership at his firm. A scandal would ruin him. Sebastian parked across the street, watching employees stream in and out. At 11 p.m., Nathan emerged, flanked by colleagues. Sebastian tailed him to an upscale wine bar, where Nathan met a woman in a crimson blazer, not Emma. They clinked glasses, her laughter sharp and performative. Sebastian snapped photos, a plan crystallizing. The next morning, he created a fake email account, truthseeker227@tempmail.net, and drafted a message to Nathan's firm and his ex-wife, now a family court judge. Asked him about roommate 12 and the Monday client meetings he scheduled. He set the email to send in 72 hours, giving himself time to dismantle Emma's world first. When Emma returned, her tan hinted at beach days, odd for chilly forests. "Your sister sends her love," she said, dropping a souvenir bottle of maple syrup on the counter. Sebastian smiled, noting the label, "Made in Canada." "Let's have pancakes tomorrow," he said. "Celebrate your homecoming." That night, after she fell asleep, he slid her phone from the nightstand. Her passcode, their anniversary, stung. Scrolling through deleted texts, he found fragments. "Miss you already. Next week, same time." He suspects nothing. Sebastian forwarded them to himself, then planted a tracker under a car bumper. The following days were a masquerade. Emma sketched in the sunroom, humming to indie playlists while Sebastian monitored her location via a burner phone. On Thursday, the dot on his screen veered toward the hotel again. He arrived first, loitering in the lobby with a newspaper. When Emma and Nathan entered, he followed, posing as a guest. Their room was 812, a cruel coincidence. Through the door, muffled voices rose. Sebastian pressed his ear to the wood. "You're being paranoid," Nathan said. "He's clueless." "He's different," Emma replied, quieter, "like he's watching." "So let him watch," Nathan said. "Let him see what he's missing." Sebastian's jaw clenched. He retreated, deleting the tracker data and triggering the email blast early. By evening, Nathan's firm had launched an internal investigation. His ex-wife subpoenaed bank records, uncovering hidden transfers to Emma's PayPal. Emma's unraveling began with a midnight call. Nathan's number flashed on her screen. She silenced it, but not before Sebastian feigned sleep. The next morning, her hands shook as she scrolled through news alerts. Prominent lawyer under ethics probe. "You okay?" Sebastian asked, sipping coffee. "Just tired," she mumbled. By noon, her composure cracked. Nathan's name lit up her phone again. She fled to the backyard, voice a hissed whisper. "You said it was safe." Sebastian watched from the kitchen window, savoring her panic. That night, he cooked her favorite meal, boeuf bourguignon, and opened a bottle of Merlot. "To us," he said, clinking her glass. Through thick and thin. She drank deeply, her laughter brittle. "Remember our honeymoon?" she said. "That tiny villa in Tuscany? You spilled wine on the white couch." "We had to bribe the owner," he said. Her smile faltered. "You've always been steady. I'm sorry if I've been distant." "Don't be," he said. "We all have secrets." Her fork clattered. "What's that supposed to mean?" Sebastian stood, retrieving a USB drive from his pocket. Let's watch a movie. The TV flickered to life. Emma's face drained as hotel footage played. Her hand on Nathan's arm. The elevator ascent. Their post-coital ease. Sebastian, Save it. He tossed printouts of her texts onto the table. You're not the victim here. She crumpled, sobs shaking her shoulders. It meant nothing. It was just an escape. Funny, he said. I've been escaping, too. He slid divorce papers across the table. Terms favoring him. The house. Investments. Even her freelance royalties. Sign or I release the rest. Her breath hitched. The rest? He smiled. Nathan's not the only one with secrets. Ask him about the wine bar. Emma signed the next morning. Her signature slanted and rushed. Sebastian packed her suitcases himself, leaving them on the porch. You'll hear from my lawyer, she spat, mascara streaking her cheeks. I already have, he said, shutting the door. Nathan's career collapsed within weeks. His firm dismissed him. His ex-wife won full custody of their daughters. Emma moved into a cramped studio. Her Instagram feed now a stream of motivational quotes and hashtag new beginnings. Sebastian sold the house, donating half the proceeds to a women's shelter, a final twist of the knife. They met once more by accident at a coffee shop. Emma hesitated, then approached his table. You destroyed him, she said. Was it worth it? Sebastian stirred his latte, calm as a still lake. You destroyed us first. She opened her mouth but found no words. As she turned to leave, he added, P.S. The maple syrup? Vermont doesn't import from Canada. Her flinch was his closure.